I have my bachelor's degree in criminal justice. I worked for a little bit at the halfway house in Burlington, and then I just kind of stayed at home and did daycare at home for a while while I was raising my 8-year-old, and then started working with pregnant teens with the ROE, and that's when it kind of occurred to me that I wanted to be working with our youth. My dad is actually a probation officer, so that's where I always wanted to do probation or corrections. So that was my goal when I went to college, and that's just always kind of been my goal, adult probation. My mom's also a teacher, so I just never, when I set out to decide what I wanted to do, it was never, my path was never teaching. That never appealed to me. I never would have imagined myself in a classroom. I feel like no matter what your age is or where you're at in life, everybody needs somebody who believes in them and pushes them to be better, especially when you're struggling or going through a tough time. I've always said, I think you learn the most through your mistakes. It's at your worst times that you grow and learn the most. There's just a lot of good around Galesburg and a lot that can be done if you're open to seeing it.
I had a job with the Village of Williamsfield when I was young and fixing water mains and filling potholes and stuff, so I had a little bit of background with the infrastructure stuff. I graduated from Williamsfield in '98, and I spent a couple years at Carl Sandburg. I worked here in Galesburg at UPS and Lowe's and here. Transferred to Bradley to finish out the 4-year degree, and I came in here one day while I was at Sandburg, and I walked in the front door one day with no experience and just told them that this was what I was going to school for, and they hired me. A lot of this career is just interpersonal relationships. We have to work on stuff that most people don't know much about, and it's very expensive to replace infrastructure, so they have to put a lot of trust in us to make the right judgment. I've had a lot of people that previous owner Steve Bruner, Kevin Cooper, one of our owners now, our president now, and there's been a lot of people that have been in the different ranks of the company along the way that have taught me a lot of different things. My favorite part is just the different people I get to meet. Everywhere I go, there's a different person that I get to work with, and they know something different about their own type of system, and I can take what I met, or take something from the last person that I met, and might be able to help this new person, and it's just kind of, the more you do it, the better you get.
I actually grew up in Abington, went to Abington schools. I moved to Galesburg in '97, got a job with Maytag in '98. Been in Galesburg ever since '98. I really envisioned myself retiring from Maytag, and that's where my whole family worked there, and they've all retired from there, and great careers, great occupations. After my parents passed away, my mom passed away in 2009, Dad passed away in 2013, they weren't financially set up to leave anything behind as far as what it could have done to leave a legacy or to help the children moving forward and their goals of what they would like to see their children be able to do. So without having that, or with seeing what can happen to families that aren't properly covered, taken care of, because you never know, again, tomorrow may not come, it really drove me into the insurance world, because I was like, I can help so many families and teach them. We want to continue to make sure our kids come back here. We have the same vision of those who are, again, those who have already made it in this area. But there are a lot of young folks who just need guidance. We just need somebody to say it's still possible. It's the American dream of Galesburg is still possible. Even though we've lost Maytag and Butler and ADM and so many of those factories, we've lost all that. But at the end of the day, we have people who are still passionate about growing this community, and it showed. This is a great community. I love Galesburg. It's where I've raised my kids at. It's where I'm going to retire at. It's what I'm going to continue to give back to this community. It's been good to me.
My last semester at ROVA, I also took an EMT class during the last semester, and at night, and was an EMT full-time for a few years, and decided I kind of missed my agriculture roots a little bit. back to agriculture dealership and had worked at a few of those in the area. 2012, I won a smoker through F95 local radio station in a recipe contest, and I guess really liked it. Found out I was kind of good at it, and we just kind of went from there and started growing and cooking, and I just, I was chasing my dream, I guess. Didn't know it was a dream of mine, and I guess as we went along, I just kind of decided that I want to inspire others along the way. I guess I don't feel like it's a big deal that I have a barbecue sauce in a grocery store. But I was talking to somebody the other day that was very impressed by it, and I inspired them to pursue a passion of theirs. We've really grown the last 2 years. Next year is this year and next year are looking really positive for us. I wouldn't want to go anywhere else.
My dad was a college student, and just the money wasn't there for him to continue. So he did, so the importance of college was stressed to me, but I had never seen anyone in my close-knit family that graduated from college. So I guess it was almost that I wanted to be the first one, because I thought, okay, I'm gonna have kids, and I want them to be able to say, okay, mom did that. So, I had to do it, had to be that example. I had a background in healthcare, and I knew that I enjoyed working with the underserved, people that needed help. We meet people at a very vulnerable time. Not everyone you pass in the hallway is here for a routine physical. They're going through some very scary diagnosis, and you just never know. So when I meet them, I try to represent the company very well and let them know, and also just on a personal level, letting them know that it's going to be okay just by, I guess, the aura I'm putting off. I'm a breast cancer survivor, so OSF took care of me when I went through that time, and it's amazing how many people you meet that you just can't tell from the outside. They look great, what they're going through. So I think it's important for us to always be cognizant of that when you see people. And so that's why I enjoy working here, just for that contact. When you decide to make an impact, that can be done anywhere. But I think here in Galesburg, it's a little bit easier just because everybody, it is such a small group of professionals, and you can make an impact pretty quickly if you make that choice.